Reactor. I just react. If you know, you know, man. But anyways, today I'm gonna be reacting to sex offender interview Mike. Now I ain't gonna lie, I clicked on it and I was like, this is kind of interesting because I wonder with this 90-year-old man with glasses, with a stupid mustache, and who puts their phone in who who puts their phone in their front pocket, bro? Who does that? Look at him. He looked disappointed in himself. I'm disappointed in you, Mike. I'm disappointed. Cause you on soft white underbelly, and that is not a good thing. I realize that people on there, that is not a good thing, bro. If you're on there, you did something wrong. What? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I'm finna start reacting to soft white underbelly, cause it's crazy. It's crazy on there. But hate it if you hate it, like it if you like it. Let's get into the video, man.
All right, Mike.
Yes, sir.
Where'd you from originally?
Rochester, New York.
And tell me about your family. You have both your parents as a kid?
My dad was in the Army in, I think, World War II. When he came out, he was so sick he had to be placed in the VA hospital in Batavia, New York. And he lived his life there, and that's where he passed away at.
Mm.
So as a child, I was with my mom. My mom was the only caretaker.
Mm-hmm.
And she wasn't a very good mother. I had to take care of 8 brothers and 8 sisters at my
Bro, ain't no way he lying. How you doing that? That's not even possible. What? It's not even possible. That's 16 people. How you taking care of 16 people and yourself? Like
age at that time.
So 17 kids?
8 altogether.
Total of 8.
Yeah, total of 8.
Yeah.
It would have been total of 9, but my one brother died at an early age at 12 of leukemia. He developed leukemia and passed away. I started smoking at 7 years old.
what? Huh? He lying. He lying, man. You wasn't smoking at no damn 7. How you smoking at 7? I couldn't even spell smoking at 7. Talking about you smoking. You wasn't smoking at 7. What are you talking about, man? Your lungs can't even handle that. Like what? Like, bro, that's like I ain't even gonna say what we read.
Heavily. My dad was an alcoholic. My mom, we never could talk to her, never, associate with half the time. Then I got into, at that age, she brought over guys who she caused was uncles and stuff, friends of the family. And that's where I started at the age of 7. I started being molested by them.
Ooh.
And it went on for a few years, and I kind of put up.
Time out though. Why ain't you stick up for yourself as a man though? Like we gotta take accountability. Why didn't you stick up for yourself as a man? Like, bro, I don't care how old I am. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 21, 25, 30. I do not care how old I am, bro. I'm not letting another man touch me, man. I don't care, bro. You gon' have to fight me. Cause I'm not letting another man touch me, bro. That's just how I feel about it, man. It ain't no way, bro. Like, dude, I will lose my life. I don't care. I'm gonna pause if I want to. Yeah, I heard you. I heard you. Uh-huh.
because I think she was getting paid for it, to make money for the food and stuff. And from there, I got interested in. I think that's where I made up my mind. I was gay because I didn't know at that time what to do, anything else about then. And I
What? Hold on. We ain't finna. So just because of your childhood, you decided to be. Hold on, that ain't making sense. Hold on, wait. What? I ain't gonna lie. He do look a little. He do look a little. I ain't even gonna lie. But ain't no way, Mike. Mike, you're gay. Why didn't you say that at the beginning, man? Like, damn, shit. Mike is going through it over there, man. Ain't no way, man. Like, dang, dang, Mike.
started liking younger boys in school, and I quit school at an early age. I didn't quit. I just never went. Child Protective Service was always trying to get me. I lived off the streets for a long time.
How far did you go in school?
I went to first school. I think I went to like fourth grade, fifth grade, right around there.
Yo, nah, that's crazy. See, okay, I can agree. High school can be irritating, but fourth though, like, dang, like, mm, I'm scared to put math problems in front of you, brother. I'm scared.
Is when I didn't go no much. I ran away from home and lived on the streets with Rochester in Rochester, New York, with other homeless kids who was into the sex scenes with older guys and things like that. And I met a young kid about my age, and he was telling me about these clients he had. And I didn't know what he meant by clients, but he said, sex partner clients that pay real good money. So I started with him, and he introduced me to some of these clients. And after a few years, I didn't know that the clients was actually judges, lawyers, DAs, things like that. Business guys, would pay for
What?
boys.
Yo, that's crazy. That's wild, bro. He said judges. That's all I remember, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I'm so high. Judges, DAs, commissioners. What? Ain't no way.
And went on from there. Then after I got about 17,
And
18,
you was a part of it.
I met a guy. He took me to a little town where he owned a house and a farm, and he was a sex partner at that time. And he passed away after years. After I was with him a few years, um, I started working at a mug company. At that time, I was about 18, 19. I met this another youngster who was at the time mowing the lawn of the property that we lived on. Well, we hooked up, and that became my partner for a long time.
You fucking a lawnmower, man. Come on, man. This is cap. This cap, man. What is he talking about? Ain't no way. Ain't no way you went outside and seeing him doing the line. He went outside seeing him do the line, and that nigga said, "I wanna fuck." Nah, he's one of those.
And we used to go to uh, uh, what do you call it? Music thing, concerts and stuff. A lot of concerts and stuff. And then after a while, I met my wife. My first wife I met. Her name was Jody. And I met her walking out of trailer court. She was dressed in a nice gown. At that time, I was 19. We met. I pulled over and talked to her. We met. We got married shortly afterwards. We was married for a month. We got an annulment. because my little friend came over and she kind of caught us. You know, she didn't know what was going on, but she seen the light going off down in the bedroom of the house. So
She divorced him because he got caught with another man. That's crazy. But it makes complete sense, of course. Girls hate that. Hate that. That's even worse.
she figured there was something going on. So she went and told the kid's parents, and they forbid me to see him, but we seen each other.
Mm.
You know, he snuck out. We seen each other anyhow. And so then I moved away.
Bro, ain't no way, bro. This is not, bro. This is not a movie, Mike. This is real life. You're betting on your real life, Mike. This is not a movie, bro. Oh, that's who he looked like. He looked like bro from 13 Cameras. That's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Got the same look and everything, huh? It's crazy. He's one of those.
A second wife, which was Mary Ann, and she had 4 kids, 3 boys and a little girl. That's when the second incident started. When we moved down to Florida, and I met a few friends. I met Frankie, matter of fact, and we moved to Florida. With this other guy I met in Medina, New York, where I used to live, where we moved from. He was gay, and he owned a lot of property, a lot of money. I got involved with him, paying most of my rent and everything else. My wife thought I was out working at the time. I was getting a lot of money from him. And then we moved to Florida. He moved us to Florida. He bought us a house on behind Taylor Park. And we lived there for a while. And my youngest boy got in a fight with the neighbor kid. And that weekend, my boys went away to a friend's house. And somebody threw a Mai Tai cocktail through the bedroom window and burned up the house. At that time, yeah, burned up the house. So we moved from there. And then, I got drinking more and drugging more. A lot of drugs, using drugs. But that's no excuse what I did. And I started fooling around.
No, of course not. Never that, bro. Hold yourself accountable, brother. Please, because I'm losing. I'm losing it, man. I'm losing it. I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, I just don't. Like, it's just not some you do, man. Doesn't make sense.
With her oldest boy.
Like, I don't understand that. How you gonna get with this wife and this wife and still go and fuck on a nigga? Like, what you think gonna happen? It's the reason why they say the truth will come to light. It's the reason why they say that shit. That's why we know the truth now, Mike. You gotta change your ways. You gotta change. I'm disappointed in you, man. The whole world is. How many people done seen this? 1.1 million. You gotta do better, Mike. I don't want to see you on here ever again, man. Like, you gotta do better, man.
We started fooling around, and then it was the next younger boy. We started fooling around, and then I used to hang around with the gay bars in Clearwater, Florida, Pro Shop and stuff like that, and we got involved in these hustlers who would be waiting at a vehicle for when we came out to the gay beer joint and pick us up. Well, we took them home, had sex with them, and that went on for.
Bro, I am just mind blown by all this fruitiness. You Fruit Loop. Mike is a Fruit Loop, man. He's a Fruit Loop.
Long time, and we paid them. We paid for having sex with them. And then they got involved in robbing the place, these hustlers, and they got caught. And there was a new mayor who was trying to be mayor of Clearwater, and they put up a sting operation. They came and arrested us all. First time I got arrested. Did it was called the Clearwater 27 or 28, and it was back in the 90s. And it was on in papers and everything else like that. And we all got arrested. Everybody got probation for it because they had money. I didn't have money, so I went to prison for 10 years.
Damn. Everybody bailed out but you. But I mean, Mike, bro, you gotta think about your actions, man. Like it's not okay. It's not.
Got automatically prison sentence. And nobody else did. They got 2 years probation. Everybody was involved in that. And at that time, there was bankers, well-known bankers involved in it and stuff like that. So that's a story that you look up in Clearwater. It's in there. And then they dropped the charge on me on that, so they went after my boys. They figured that they could get me for a higher charge if they go for a custodian of a parent, with the boys. So that's what they did.
How old were the boys?
My boys was 13 and 14 at the time. And
Bro, look at this dude, man. Look at him. Look at him. Look at his face. You're nasty. You're nasty. That's crazy. It's crazy, man. I can't even look at you right now.
they wouldn't say nothing for a long time, but then they got them to talk. And I admitted to everything, went to prison. From prison, when I first got in prison, I was scared, and but I was honest and open with everybody. And if they asked me what I was in for, I told them. I never lied to any of the inmates, anybody in there, the guards, anybody. I figured if this is the time for my life to end, it's going to end here. And I didn't have no problem with prison. Then I thought I was getting out, and they hit me with a Jimmy Rice case, which is a civil commitment center. And I went there for 8 years, intense counseling. Um, you couldn't come out of the place. She was locked down. I was locked down for 8 years, and I had to go to counseling all day long. Everything else, intense counseling, and I didn't think I was ever going to get out of there because they said most people die in there. They never get out of Jimmy Rice. But I had a lawyer, Janine Colin from Tampa, who's a real good lawyer. Got 2 state doctors to come and see me for like 4 years in a row, and they had
18 years because he want to mess with little boys. Like, I'm like, I just don't know what he thought was going to happen, man. He thought he was just going to have fun and run off into the sunset with his 13 and 14-year-old.
Approved to let me out, and both doctors finally, after 4 years, approved that I was fit for society and I was a changed man. And that's where my life went. But there's a lot of names I cannot mention because New York, I don't. If I mention names, I don't know what could happen. You know what I mean? With me, so just protect myself.
Sure.
But all this from Child Protective Service, I was molested, I was a hustler, and all that could be proven by the reports in New York, Child Protective Service, and all that.
So your interest in young boys,
yes,
lasted for how long?
Lasted for since I was like 18 up to 8 years ago until
Hey, I ain't buying it. Y'all buying it? I ain't buying that shit. He lying. He lying for sure. He's lying. He's talking to one right now, bro. They just hit his phone. He cannot wait to get up and answer that message. I ain't trying to hear that.
realize, that there was an age they couldn't get consent under 18 to really have sex or anything else. When I first pursued it when I was younger, because what happened to me, I thought it was all, fine, fine, if they, okay, I never forced anybody none. This was always, but I used a lot of like pot, to get them.
Wow, and that makes it no better. Now you look even worse because you're drugging kids and fucking them. So now you look even more stupid. So like, you just shut up. Just shut up, Mike. Just shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Cause you digging a bigger hole, man. You doing it to yourself. Just hold on. Give me a second. Let me light this.
Because kids back then like pot and alcohol, and served it with them, and they were okay to different sex acts and stuff like that. And I thought I wasn't doing nothing wrong at the time, but I was really hurting them. And not only did I hurt them, I hurt the generation on, the family and on and on. So I went to counseling and I found all this out, about me. So now, yes, I'm still gay. I still like men, but it's old.
Nope, he lying. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. He lying.
My more my age, or maybe a little bit younger, whatever. And I like to meet somebody that don't mind what I did. Don't it's not right what I did, but I'm not giving an excuse. I did what I did, and
I just want to say, you gotta understand that 1.1 million watched you, man. You. You're done.
it was wrong, and I learned that. But I want somebody who knows my background, so we could go ahead and and live our lives, the way we want to live them. You know what I mean?
Do you feel remorse over what you did?
Yes, I do very much. I live with it every night, every day, and I feel much because when I was locked up, my wife is a deaf mute. She can't hear or talk. She was living in an apartment in St. Petersburg, Florida, with a roommate who was a deaf mute, a teacher, used to be a teacher, was selling drugs.
Bro, I just want to know, is that his phone or a cigarette fucking pack? Because it definitely looked like some Newports is up in there.
I actually got caught.
I don't know no phone that's nah, that ain't.
So he got arrested and he was banned from the school. But a year after that, just recently, in 2011, he was driving through my wife's neighborhood. We don't know what he was doing over there, and just happened to go crazy and kicked in the door and stabbed my wife to death and her roommate. And he went on. The cops were trying to get him in an hour. It took an hour for them to get him, but he ran over a 12-year-old kid trying to kill him. He ran over a porch for a neighbor woman trying to hurt them. He went around the corner, broke in a motel, and beat the old man and old lady up in the head with a hammer, put them in intensive care. So he did a lot of damage before they called him in an hour. Now he's serving 4 life sentences.
But I ain't gonna lie, I just want to know, is you the masculine one in the relationship or the feminine one? Because I low-key can't tell.
But I feel bad because I feel, I have to live with that because if I didn't do what I do, I would have been home with her. Maybe I could have prevented that. I could have heard the guy coming. I could have, did something, to present that, But, it's, her kids hate me now because of it. They said, if you would have not dealt with her, you would have been home. Things might have been different. So, yeah, I live with a lot of guilt. But I'm learning, I learned to take one day at a time to live with what I did, to go through life.
Do you feel like what happened to you as a young man, as a young boy, kind of caused this?
I think that nobody's born gay. Nobody's born. I don't think that. I think what happened in your life, when early on in life, you're taught things, and you take those.
But okay. So just cause you know how to suck dick, don't mean I'ma be gay cause I know how to suck dick. See, Mike, I'm not understanding, man. I'm not meeting eye to eye with your shit. I'm not.
And you learn things and what you can make out of it. I think what happened to me when I was younger built me up, because.
But you didn't have to do that, though. Like, see, that don't make sense. Like, I don't understand that. Like, you don't have to go that way. You chose to do that. Cause bro, that you know what it is cause you liked it. Just admit it, Mike. Just admit it. Admit it.
I never thought that I'm the only one in my family. My family don't have nothing to do with me. My brothers stuff because, I'm a sexual predator, and because of what I did, they don't have nothing to do with me. So, I lost a lot, so I have to live with it.
Yeah, you lost a lot of friends.
Lost a lot of friends, lost a lot of family, and lost my mom when I was locked up. My mom didn't really, after she got older and she understood what she did and what I did. We talked, and she said she should have been a better mother, but she didn't know how to be a better mother at the time because she was young. My dad and my mom was like 14 or 15 when my dad was an older man, and they got married at that age. Back then, you could get married at that age, so she didn't know how to raise, how to take care of kids, and my dad was sexually active with her, and they had kids, every year almost, once, so she didn't really know how to be a mother or how. Nobody taught her not, being a kid herself with an older man, she didn't know.
And what's your biggest regret?
My biggest regret is messing up those kids' lives that ruined their lives forever. And I hope they someday can forgive me, for what I did. You know what I mean? Not forgave what I did, but just forgive me for what I did. Go on with their lives and have a family and be okay. That's my biggest regret.
Yeah. And what emotion do you deal with most? Because
emotion, when all this went on and everything else like that, I was diagnosed as paranoid schizophrenic. I'm on my medication. I have to take medication every day. The thing I really regret is to not having a normal life like some kids have. Growing up to be successful, and when you go to prison, and everything else, you have to take any job you can get, and people talk down on you, and people see you, and they know you're sex offenders. They just people nowadays are very rather than the community helping, us to get up on our feet once we got the education we have to do it to help us do better. Sex offenders are known as the dirt of the dirt. A murderer could murder somebody and live next door to you without you even knowing it. Not have to register none. But a sex offender, we pay for the rest of our lives. We got to register. We got to, make sure we don't go in places where, kids are at and anything else like that. So we got to be a lot of careful. A lot of jobs we can't get, good jobs. We have to work whatever we could get, to survive, the rest of our lives.
And what's the most important lesson you've learned?
Most important lesson I learned is to
stop playing with kids.
When you feel that something ain't right when you're younger, that somebody's taking advantage of you, somebody's touching you or something, go to somebody right away. And that's what I should have done. I should have went to somebody who would listen,
That's my question, man. Why didn't you? Why did you just stay and let it happen?
So, another adult that away from my family that maybe got me the help at that time and guided me through the right way.
But you had your own mother, and your mother wasn't.
No, my mother wasn't even talking. Half the time we didn't talk to my mother. My mother was like, she didn't care how late we was out at night, who we was with. Guys would bring us home, and she'd be nice to them. Oh, yeah, thank you. And I asked to pick up me the next day. Oh, sure. She didn't know these guys, you know what I mean? So it was like, no parenting at all, no guidance at all.
What's the craziest escapade you've involved yourself in?
The craziest thing I could say I did in my life was when I was in New York, and I had two vehicles at the time, an El Camino and a Camaro, pretty new.
Beautiful. I love Camaros.
Both of them. I had a friend who was gay too, about my age. He had a driver's license. We got in the car after drinking all day. We put my kids in the car, my wife's kids, the boys, and driving down the back road, racing and everything else like that. We came up over the hill, and I landed my Camaro in the back of my El Camino. And the El Camino went towards a canal, was full of water. a piece of pipe held it from going over, they probably would have drowned it. And we went through the woods, and when we came to, we had the kids run over to the other side of a bridge because we know we could get in trouble for having kids, you know. And the car we was driving crazy. There was a witness to it, and we got arrested for DUI, both of us. We went to court, but before we went to court, when the troopers took us to the hospital to get blood work, they took it from him first. And before they got me, a friend of mine heard it on a monitor, a police monitor, that I was being taken there for a blood test. He came down to the hospital, told me to go to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom, and I drank Visine at that. He told me to drink the bottle of Visine. I drank it, and I did a blood test, and he showed up. He was legally drunk, and I showed up. I didn't have no alcohol in my system at all. So I walked away with that free, no tickets or nothing.
So Visine does this?
Yeah, Visine did it, yeah. That was the crazy thing after the drink. I said, am I going to die drinking this stuff? Or what are you trying to get me to do, you know what I mean?
How much of your questionable behavior was fueled by alcohol or drugs?
I don't think alcohol. It fueled that because the behavior was there for not being taught right, but it just helped. It just helped. It just how can I say? It just helped me be more comfortable and easier to do things what I did than otherwise that I would before. Like now, Frankie would tell you. I know Frankie for years since the '80s. When it comes to somebody that I know is gay, that I like, I won't go up and talk to them or ask them, if they want to go out or, anything, or if they want to drink anything. I'm like a shy person. But when I quit drinking after all this happened back in the 90s, I quit drinking and drugging. I haven't touched a drink or a drug since, and I won't. Now marijuana, nothing. And I just, it feels like I died inside because a lot of people said that too that know me because I'm not as easygoing and friendly and outgoing like I used to be, you know what I mean? So the alcohol did a lot of that for me, hit a lot of feelings and stuff, and the drugs.
All right, Mike. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story.
You're welcome.
And good luck with staying on track. And
See, I just want to say, it don't sound like Mike is changing, but I hope eventually he does change. But if you stayed to the end, I appreciate you. If you didn't, maybe next time I'm out, man. Catch y'all in the next one.